Hello and welcome back to episode 6 of Pro Cycling Manager, where I take KoRail, the lowest ranked Korean team, all the way to the Tour de France. Episode 6 is a special episode because it is the Tour du Maroc special. The Tour du Maroc is a 10-day stage race. It's a race that takes forever, and basically in recording was like 2 hours long or even longer than 2 hours. So instead of making it like 3 episodes and splitting it all up, you get one longer episode that's basically almost an hour, well, 47 minutes currently. Here are the first stages that we have. We have here the first 5 of our little tour that we're going to do. Little, it's 10 days long, come on. All of them are quite flat except for stage number 4, where there is quite a bit of a hill. You know, a lot of mountain points to get there, so will we go for mountain jerseys? Will we go for victories? Will we go for good general classification stuff? I mean, the goal is always to go for good general classification, right? To get more points and to see what we do. And if we can get a mountain jersey somewhere along the way, I'd be more than happy. I have no idea how these first 2 hills, or the first 2 stages and also that 5th stage are flat stages or are considered flat stages, because they, like, the first one just goes up. Like, it's just up. The second one has a massive hill. And then indeed the ending is indeed flat and down. The last one is literally an uphill finish. So I have no idea. On to stage number 6 till 10, where again it starts off with a large hill that we need to conquer, and then stage 7, 9, and 10 are very flat, while stage 8 has a bunch of hills in between, and yet that's also a flat. So this tour apparently saying that all 10 stages all 9 of the 10 stages are very flat. I disagree with them, but they are flat. If they are flat stages, our sprinters should do well here in this tour. And for this tour, we have brought Heo with us again. One of our main sprinters, the best ranked sprinter in our team. We also, additionally, have our best ranked mountain rider in our team, Yu Sarang, obviously the winner of the Tour of Changyong, together here in this tour.
Hello and welcome. The profile of this race is quite flat. Expect a fast pace from the peloton. The race will take place in beautiful weather conditions.
So yeah, Heo and Yu Sarang in one team here today. Heo for the flat stages, which apparently is 9 of them, and Yu Sarang for the mountain stages. We start off here in this stage, you know, in this flat stage, with a bit of a flat area that goes quite up. And then there's 3 in between sprint points and a mountain point area here as well to get. So the group of 3 has already jumped away, which means that if they stay away, it's going to be very difficult to get anywhere. Heo will be protected in the middle of the peloton, and I send Moonshin out because I want to get points with Moonshin at some point, okay? In the end, however, this little attack by Moonshin doesn't really work, and the group of 3 just kind of keeps going. So we basically don't get any in-between sprint points or any in-between or seconds there. We also don't get any of the mountain points. 9 kilometers before the end of this stage, though, the group has definitely been rung in. We are up in our little sprint train that's happening right now, and we have one of the better sprint trains, I feel, in this peloton. We are doing quite well here. We have the biggest presence, and yeah, just, you know, pushing on towards the end. Heo in last position to make sure that once it's needed, he can go and sprint out and hopefully deliver us a good result. Yu here making sure that he gets led out quite well. Yo actually does have quite decent sprint stats, especially with his +3 modifier that he has today. So I'm hoping that he can deliver Heo in a good position. 2 kilometers left to go. I feel like I should have sprinted here. I wait way too long, and with 1 kilometer to go I sprint with Yo, and then a bit after 1 kilometer I sprint with Heyo. This does mean that they kind of catch up to the other riders, but the other riders are so far ahead already that it doesn't really matter. Heyo has so much energy left, and in the end this means that Heyo gets across the line as 16th or 17th even. Yo doing way better, even though he was the lead out, getting a 14th position. Young sadly 1 minute behind the peloton, but he also crosses the line a bit later. So yeah, first stage, best result here for Yo in the 14th place, getting a general classifications of 18th, which is not really what we wanted for a flat race. But again, there's 9 other races left to go in this very long race, so I'm hoping that we'll make something out of it. But not the ideal start of our tour. At least we are in the top 20 areas with some of our riders, so it's also not terrible.
Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat. The race will take place in beautiful weather conditions.
Thankfully, the Tour of Maroc always delivers, well, always, I have no idea how it is in other playthroughs, right? But the Tour of Maroc delivers nice weather conditions for us in this tour. You see me hovering over Moonshine again, I'm like, okay, I might attack with Moonshine again, you know, why not? But he is quite bunched in. There is a group of 2 already up ahead, and you know, Moonshine and his power is just not considerable enough to make a very big dent. You see him try, and it is, or it will be definitely going uphill before those first mountain points. So I'll probably make sure to push somewhere with you or with someone else to try and get that breakaway reeled in. Yeah, Moonshine trying to basically jump over, but he is already on his limit. He's trying to even follow the wheel here of Chartu, but it's just, you know, he... I think Moonshine would like to take over, but he's just simply not capable enough to actually do so. So, yeah, not the breakaway that we hope, and you see the peloton already swerving or whooshing towards them. You here up front, he did an almighty push indeed to get that breakaway back. You see them actually in the back already drops because they used so much energy to get away, and you basically pushed on, having 0 problems and 0 wasted energy before this, getting 10 points and dropping the other 2 riders in the process. I feel a bit bad for them. The entire peloton was suffering, but you here making a good first step towards that mountain jersey. You see the riders here indeed going just suffering, just 4 minutes behind already. Leading up to the sprint point, obviously we want to sprint with Heyo. We want to get the 3 points that we deserve. There is a rider up front, so we can only get 2 of those, sadly. But that means we need to push him forward. 1 kilometer to go. I do a hefty sprint. I do get past the remaining guys, but there is a rider also sprinting away in front of me. So sadly, we didn't really get anywhere. It is Maynard. Okay, Maynard gets this little sprint point in front of us, which is fair, but we'll keep on pushing and hopefully get some of the other points, which, you know, we'll do our best for. Here again, 1 kilometer to go. The team of Maynard is pushing again. I sprint with Heyo, but oh man, Maynard got delivered in the perfect position, and he gets in front of us once again. Maynard now 5th in the points classification with 8 points, and I am not anywhere to be seen yet. More mountain points up for grabs here later in this stage. I shoot you up forward to do the classic move. No guys, no. Listen, I'll push the peloton. I'll lead up the peloton. Don't worry. Another rider tries to overtake you, but he is just too strong at this moment and gets across this mountain, or this little hill here. An additional 3 points for him. And with that lead up, there's another sprint point 3 kilometers after. So I already sent Jung forward. This one we want to win. This time we can actually get all the points and all the seconds. So I attack here with Jung, and who? Oh, you're not. It's yep. Guess who's right there? It's Maynard again. Maynard winning this in between sprint. Up to 12 points in the points classification. I did so well to bring Heyo forward, and his team just delivered him perfectly.
The pace has slowed somewhat, perhaps due to fatigue, but I'd bet on some
It is what it
sort
is.
of tactical choice.
10 kilometers left to go. We have our sprint train up and running again. You see here with you up front, we are getting a little bit boxed in, but there's 10 kilometers to go, and we're pushing quite hard. So I believe that we'll, be able to actually move forward. It is downhill as well, so we're not wasting as much energy as I thought we would. Which means that we will be faster in general, but also we just don't waste as much energy, which is nice. Heyo is kind of losing the wheel here. You see Yu and Shin quite up front. Jung is basically behind them, which is not who should be. And Heyo finally now has regained the wheel, which we really need. 3 kilometers left to go. I decided to sprint quite early. You see Heyo coming. 2 kilometers left to go, and I've already wasted a lot of energy, and I noticed, damn, I've sprinted way too early. So with 1 kilometer to go, I sprint with Heyo, and Moonshin actually gets into even a better position here than Heyo, being behind Jovaniski. Maybe if I paid a bit more attention to Moonshin, he would have gotten even a better position. Yeah, Moonshin actually finishing in 14th position, Heyo 18th. So not the final sprint. I think if we did this a bit better, we could have gotten a better result. But still moving up 13 places. So up till 8th place right now for Heyo. We have a top 10 in the pocket currently. We still have to defend it for the next coming races. But, a top 10 is already quite nice. Yusarang with the mountain jersey. And if we can just keep this, maybe win some additional places with Heyo, I think that would be amazing. With another flat stage here coming up, we should have that opportunity. There are some in-between sprint points, so let's go for those as well.
So it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat. The race will take place under a bright sun.
Again, another sunny little area that we have right now. Heyo is quite bunched up, but I kind of want to try and sprint away with him. Mostly just to get those bonus points and bonus seconds and try and move him up somewhere in the peloton. You see me sprinting away. I look back, I see a man in a white jersey. I think it's Maynard again, is it? Nope, it's Charte, one of his teammates. And because of that, they does not really want to jump together with me and help me out. So we get eventually caught back by the peloton, and I start doing the same tactic as I've done before. I basically swing Heyo forward. There's a group of 2, so the best that we can do is a 3rd place in these in-between sprint points and get an additional bonus second and an additional bonus point. So the best thing that I can do here is to just put the Heyo up forward and basically tell the group to, hey, you know what, I'm actually leading the peloton. I'm definitely chasing the breakaway guys. Don't worry about it. Oh, I'm so exhausted. Time to switch back into the group and conserve some energy. And you see me just doing this over and over and over again here in the in this little, in this peloton. Here in this 3rd one, actually, I mess up and I just am too late, so I panically press the sprint button, but get across the line a bit later. It's 1 second, it's 1 point. It's okay to miss this, as you can see. I definitely don't expect to get everything, but yeah, getting those points and getting those seconds before was quite nice. 10 kilometers left. You see that we have regrouped now with the breakaway. Sprint train is up and running again. Moonshin, our number rider, is currently leading the train that we have. And again, it is a flat end of the stage, so we want to try and see if we can, get a good position with Heyo. It is slightly downwards, so this is actually perfect conditions for us to do anything. And you see me struggling here with the buttons. The reason why is that I apparently pressed the stay button, which you see active on some of my riders, or the sprint button. I pressed a weird button, which means that they are unable to really do anything for some reason. They're not really doing what I want them to do. And because of this, I don't get into the ideal position for the sprint. 1 kilometer to go, I unleash Heo. He does quite well, but just before the end, basically does not have enough energy left. Maynard again. Maynard in 7th. God damn it, Maynard. Heo in 10th. Yuri in 1st right now, so Yuri, our Dutch sprinting companion over there, in 1st place. Maynard in 7th. I despise Maynard. But still, you in 1st place in the mountain jersey. And we are still in 8th with Heo, so a lot of nice things to look forward to here. On to the mountain jersey or mountain stage here, where we have a lot of in-between mountain points, which will be important for our mountain jersey.
The profile of the route is a fairly mixed bag, so everybody should find a section to their pleasing. It is under a bright sun that today's race will be run.
A bright sun indeed. We have Yu Sarang sitting up front here with his mountain jersey, and he will be the ideal candidate to send away in this race. I want him to defend the mountain jersey, right, and gain as many points as possible for that, because we're already ahead, so might as well just try and keep it for as long as possible. And yeah, you see me jumping away here. It's me and Goodfellow, the Canadian over here. What a good fellow. And we are up front here away with in the end, a group of 6. With only a kilometer left to go now. Where, yeah, I tried to sprint with you to really try and confuse them. He gets across the line here as 3rd, not exactly what I wanted. This is kind of the issue with these mountainous sprints or uphill sprints. If you are behind, or if you are in front of other riders, the other riders just gain a decent advantage from it, which makes it more difficult to sprint upwards. They are positioning very well. I'm just trying to pressure them and trying to hurt them here with you because he has good mountain stats. Maybe not today because he has a -3 and I should have paid more attention to that. But I was hoping that I could punish these other riders and that they would still be worse than you, even with this -3 modifier. I'm riding at a good tempo here up this hill. You is slowly but surely losing energy. I'm thinking that the other riders are suffering as well. And with 800 meters to go, I try and sprint. And you kind of just see everyone, except for that one rider in the back, being able to just sprint past me and get up ahead and keep their own group formed. I am able, even though there is now quite a big gap, I am able to get back to them here in this next little stretch of the mountain and the downhill area afterwards. So I don't get dropped just yet. And here in this 3rd in-between mountains area, I want to play it a bit smarter, I want to be a bit safer, I want to conserve a bit more energy. 500 meters to go, I sprint, everyone is just faster than me. You kind of stops his legs for some reason. And yeah, gets across the mountain here as 5th once again. So we are doing quite terribly here in the climber classification. We went from 1st all the way down to 3rd, and getting back to this group seems, or we are currently in this group, but keeping up with this group seems just such a grueling task here for you. You see his energy is gone, and the other 4 just ride away without any troubles. So yeah, basically I get across the line here of this last mountain stage again, or last mountain point, massive mountain point here as 4th, gaining some, or 5th, sorry, gaining some decent mountain points, but it's just not what we wanted or expected. 7 kilometers to go. We caught up with the breakaway. They've taken also the other mountain points, so not much to show you there. You here now in 3rd of the best climber classification, leading out the group here, just to make sure that we have a good end sprint again with Heo. It is a mountainous, or it is a uphill sprint, so it is going to be quite tougher at the end. And yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that Shin and Heo are properly positioned. You see some riders already trying to sprint and already trying to get away, but there's still 2 kilometers left. I'm waiting. 1.5 kilometers. I sprint with Shin. Less than a kilometer left. I sprint with Heo, and I put him in such a good position. Uphelser gets close. The other riders are moving in, but Heo winning the first stage within the Tour du Maroc. It is a stage, it is the hilly stage, which You have like 9 flat stages and you win the hilly stage, Heyo? Really? Really? The rest of our riders 8 minutes behind. They'll be struggling a bit before they get across. But most importantly, we have Heyo winning a stage in the Tour of Maroc. Fantastic result by him. Guaranteed at least some points, so I'm happy, right? And I just can't believe he wins an uphill stage race. Like, why? Yuri currently in first, and Heyo actually in second. 8 seconds different. Climber, who cares? You know, it's not us. Points, it's also not us. Who cares? Heyo, best young rider classification. Maynard, third. Suck it, Maynard. Suck it. Nice. Yeah, and in the team classification, obviously with our riders finishing like 8 minutes behind the group, we dropped down all the way to 9th. I'm just surprised that we are second in the general classification, which means that the other riders in here were just struggling or having a ton of issues throughout this race. And the 10 bonus seconds that we've gotten for coming in first really helping us out a lot here. So, you know, moving us up all the way, I think from 8th until 2nd. Fantastic. We are 8 seconds behind Yuri Havik, or Havik Yuri. So it's Yuri Havik. But yeah, we just need to make sure that we end up in this position or stay in this position. We have a visibility of 9. I don't think it can get much better. And the rest of our team is just around place 20, 30, and we have 3 riders all the way in the back here in the 90s. So, you know, it's fine. We have 1 rider basically that we need to count on, and that's Heyo, so we'll protect Heyo. Also here in this flat stage that is coming up, another stage that has this little weird uphill mountain area thingy. It's weird. It's weird. A weird flat stage.
Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat.
Yeah, good on the flat, but there's like a little mountain area in the beginning, and then the uphill at the end. It is. I don't know what to think of that. Anyway, priority now is to defend Heyo. I'm going to assume that this will be another mass sprint here in the end. And yeah, just need to make sure that we protect our main riders. Maybe even get some bonus points here with you up this mountain. Maybe we can do a similar tactic where we put you up front when we go start going up this mountain. And we have, so as you can see here, you pushing on again. We want those mountain points here with you, getting that grueling pace going. He is going at an 83 currently, really making the others suffer. You see Moonshin in our team just having a bad time. And with you being basically up front saying, hey, no guys, I'm just pushing, don't worry about it. He gets across the line first, still third in places, or in the place and in the points here for the best climber classification. So it's not really ideal, not really what we want, but we'll get there. In the meantime, there's only 5 kilometers left before the sprint point, and it's basically just a long downhill section. So I tell you to just keep going and just keep, you know, the lead, because seeing it is a downhill section, he might actually be able to get the points here. Someone just at the edge before that point just takes over because, you know, he wanted to also, I don't know, lead the points and gets the mass points, but you gets the second place there. In this in-between mountain stage, we do it a lot better. Heyo gets first place, or gets second, because there's another rider up ahead I just saw. And Jung here gets across the line here as third. So, good job. Heyo and Jung getting second and third place, getting additional bonus seconds. 13 kilometers left now before the end. We have Moonshin here leading our sprint train. He is again, or still, our weakest rider of the team, but he is doing his best, and he is supporting the team a lot, and you need those riders as well within your team. So good job, Moonshin. We are appreciative of you. You are amazing. Yeah. Basically just need to shape up and make sure that we don't mess up our sprint train like we did in the previous episode, and like we kind of did in the previous couple stages. We just want to make sure that we repeat the same tactic that we kind of did last time. It is a slightly uphill area right now. As you can see, we are at the foot of this, yeah, what is it? A little hill, I guess. So we are at the foot of this hill, moving upwards. 6 kilometers left to go. We have still a good team available with you, who is obviously our mountain specialist. I'm kind of hoping that if it does get more steep, you see at 2.6% here, so it's not terribly steep, it's just annoyingly like upwards. With you here, we would be able to just keep pushing through and keep a good tempo. You see the moment that you comes into the wheel, Yo and Heo starts suffering immediately. So I tried to back him down a little bit because we still have 2 kilometers left to go. 2 kilometers left, which means it's time for us to start sprinting with Yo all the way up to 1.5. We actually delivered that quite nicely. 1 kilometer left. Again, it is a slight uphill, so it's not great. Heo manages to move between the other riders, and this seems like a guaranteed victory, except he runs out of energy just before the line, and the Greek rider Nikiforos actually gets the win here. Heo's second. I will take it. I will happily take it. It is a podium place here, another podium place here in this tour. I honestly thought that we would be, you know, first there because it looked great for us for a second, but the other rider just blazing past us at the last moment. Congrats on his first place. Heo now same time as Yuri. You moving up 16 places. Wow, he really shot up there. Fantastic. Currently in 16th. I think he just basically went from like 32 to 16, so that's fantastic. Yo got 13, so I expected him to move up a bunch, but he's basically still in 19th, so okay. Yeah, you in 16th, Heo in 2nd, and maybe we can get some 2 top 10 places. That would be fantastic. Yeah, top 10, and you know, again, I kind of still want to go for that mountain jersey. Next stage number 6 out of 10. 3 in between sprint points and the mountain point in the beginning. Another flat race according to this tour. And yeah, a sprint downhill, so that should suit us hopefully.
The profile of this race is quite flat. Expect a fast pace from the peloton. We should have sun along the whole length of the route.
Ooh, a nice little sunny day. Heo is starting with his Young Riders jersey, a fantastic jersey there for him. And I want to move forward here with Shin to try and, you know, get some points or steal some points wherever we can. He is pushing quite hard, so, you know, get into the breakaway, and he does eventually get up there. You see here in this little breakaway that he gets across the line here as third. We don't really go for the mountain points with Shin, but taking these mountain points here with Shin, I realize, hey, why am I even riding here with him? I just stole, even if I pushed with Yo, I basically just stole a bunch of points from Yo that he could have had. If I keep going, I'll steal sprint points and maybe bonus seconds here from Heo, and we are the same time as Yuri. So I basically just let him stand flat and let the peloton catch up. And now here with 1 kilometer to go between these sprint points, I do the same trick as always. Let Heo lead the peloton up until this first point. Get him across the line first. 1 additional bonus second, 1 additional bonus point. You see here 5th in the point classification. That's not what we do it for. We want it for the general classification. And here in the second sprint point, I do the same. That means we now have gathered 2 additional bonus seconds and 2 additional bonus points. If we get a same result as Yuri, so if we get us outside of the top 3 and not get any bonus seconds there, and he does not get any bonus seconds either, we should be able to overtake him quite easily. 3rd point, boom, taken quite easily, and now we are still at 39 points. So still quite a lead, quite a bit of a way off the lead here, but that's okay. You see me here, 11 kilometers up front, making sure that our sprint train is getting together. Moonshin again did the first pull, so good job Moonshin, and our sprint train is actually quite fractured. Jung and Yu here on the left, Shin here in the middle. Shin still seems protected for some reason. I'll take it, I guess. But he's unable to cross all the way over to left because there's a mountain of riders in between them. It doesn't seem to very much bother Shin though. He seems to be protected for some reason. The game is, I guess, thinking that he's behind Yu. So we'll take it in the meantime. 7 kilometers left to go. We're basically just teeing ourselves up for hopefully a really good sprint here. Yeah, you going out first now. Shin still in the middle of the bunch, still somehow not really losing any energy. So again, I'm fine with it. You see the other riders also, the other teams also having riders drop off. They now generally have a sprint train of 3. Well, we have one of 4, and now only one of 3. So 2 kilometers left to go. We are in a great position here. I decided to sprint with Shin still having Yo behind. Heyo lost the wheel, which is not great of Yo, and that means that he needs to sprint from way behind. He does catch up to a lot of the other riders, but yeah, not. He basically came from too far behind. Still in front of Yuri, so good job of him, and yeah. Basically making sure that he got those 3 bonus seconds earlier in the race here in these in-between sprint points, making sure that he is now in front of Yuri. Yuri did not get any bonus seconds in that final sprint as he ended up behind Heyo and behind Yo. So yeah, currently Heyo in first spot in the general classification, something we want to keep in this race.
The profile of this race is quite flat. Expect a fast pace from the peloton.
Another flat race here up ahead. You see us in that beautiful yellow jersey here with Heyo. Leaders of the general classification. Munchin with a -3, by the way. And I want to sprint away here to try and see if they will chase me down. To see if I can get these in-between points and, extend the lead that I have. There are 9 seconds up for grab if I win all of them. And obviously, the rider that I'm with says, hell no, why would I ride it with the number 1 of the general classification? The peloton is going to hunt me down. We're not doing it. So yeah, unsuccessful job there, which is fine. In the end, there's 2 riders away, and I will do my due diligence as the leader in the general classification and set Heyo up ahead to chase down that group, and definitely not to get an additional bonus point and a bonus second. Hell no, that's not a part of our plan at all. So I basically do this every single time that there's a group of 2 ahead. You see that then they are slowly splitting up already. They don't have the great cooperation. And Heyo just, gets an additional bonus second and an additional point every time. Currently 5th in the point classification, and this is just a good way to, make sure that we basically win the general classification. 2 kilometers here before this 3rd point. We did catch up on the breakaway, so now we can actually sprint and get the full bonus seconds. There we go. Get all 3 of them, all 3 of the points as well, going up to 45 points in the classification right now. Jung here getting some additional bonus seconds as well. He is very far below or at the bottom of the general classification, so it won't matter too much. But hey, any second counts for us today. Jung here now 10 kilometers from the finish. Jung here leading the sprint train. Munchin already did his job, so thank you, Munchin. The best support in our team, as always. Shin pushing hard in front, 7 kilometers left to go, and the goal here is to set up our team properly, defend the yellow jersey that we have, and if possible, maybe even win the stage. That would obviously be ideal, expand our amount of points that we could get, right? That would be ideal. 3 people in the sprint train, Heyo being kind of blocked by Jung here, which is not what I want. Basically slowly getting towards the end. I want Jung out of this wheel, but he is very fiercely protecting Heyo, making sure that he is covered in any of the poor weather that we are currently having right now. Yo sprinting, 2 kilometers left to go. We are so bunched up, and with 1 kilometer left, I try and sprint with Heyo. He has a lot of riders to pass. He is kind of getting blocked, but he's looking good for a podium position. Do we manage in the end? He's running out of energy. No, a 5th place here for Heyo, 7th for Yo, so an excellent sprint here by Yo actually as well. 5th place for Heyo, Yuri 4th, Nikiforos 3rd, so he will get some additional bonus seconds there for that 3rd place, but I don't think this will be enough to overtake us. It is not, thankfully. Nikiforos currently 4 seconds behind us, Heyo in 1st place, Yuri in 8th. So good job here by by Sung-Soo actually, getting the 1st place, getting those bonus seconds and maintaining it. Points and mountains, we are nowhere close at this moment. Heo, obviously also the young rider classification winner because he is the youngest rider in this race. And now a visibility of 10. If we keep this up, I'm betting on good results and good visibility there too. You actually losing 2 places, which I didn't expect. Yo, which I thought would move up, did not. He is still 90th. The rest of our riders 92nd and 93rd in this race, so not a great position there for them. I am just very surprised that you actually lost a bunch of points. Where did he? I mean, 7th also for Yo, 17th for Moonshin. I would have expected them to move up, but you know, it's fine. That sometimes just kind of is what it is. Young riders first, as you can see in the points classification, we are 5th and 3rd in the mountain classification, so still a lot up for grabs here in this next stage, stage number 8, with 2 in-between mountain areas where we can get additional mountain points as well for our mountain jersey.
Terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat. It's a beautiful day today. That should be to the liking of most riders.
Fairly level, he says. There is a reasonable mountain area in the middle there, and it's important for us to try and get those in-between mountain points if we can. We have Moonshin and Shin on top to control the peloton to make sure that we don't, you know, there's no groups moving ahead, while I try and get you forward to make sure that, you know, we actually get set up for those mountain points, which is what I want in the end. I want to get those mountain points. You see 2 riders jump away. This is unacceptable for us, especially with you still being here. And I put you up front, a slight attack by him to try and catch up. He does an amazing job here, really pushing and basically boosting forward to these 2 riders, getting him into a good position, ready for those mountain points. We are already first in the general classification, so I don't necessarily need to extend my lead. If these riders also get these seconds, then I'm fine with that. 1 kilometer to go. I am in a good position behind these other riders. I sprint. One of them, Ismaili, is apparently a faster sprinter than I am, which is okay. That's totally fine with me, and he can take those points. I'll be happy in second. What matters for me here are these mountain points. You see here a very steep and very tough hill. 6-minute lead on the peloton currently. So we are safe from them. There's no chance of them catching up at this moment, and I just need to make sure that I push forward. I accidentally selected the rider right here with the name that I definitely cannot pronounce, so I will not even try. And you very easily, as one of the better mountain riders here in this group, gets across the line here as first, increasing the points that he has, and we'll have to see how many points that adds up. I think it's 10 for him, which doesn't really bring him to first position, but should move him up at least to second in this classification of the mountain riders. In between sprint point here, I try to do the same tactic, but again, Ismaili is the better sprinter, so he gets first again in our group. I get second, and I will happily take those 2 bonus seconds. The points don't matter to me. I will never catch up with the riders on top, but the seconds will help maybe in the general classification later on. On to the last mountain point in this race. You see me moving on top here. I am the better mountain rider, but my energy is going down quite fast as I attack seriously fiercely here in this race. After I get across this mountain peak here, in 2 kilometers, there is another sprint point that I can obtain. We have a 3-minute lead on the peloton, so getting this and getting those additional 3 seconds is my goal here. I have a good lead on the group behind us. I left the other 2 in the dust. 10 seconds behind me, 500 meters towards the sprint point. There's no chance for them to catch up, and I get across the line here as first, getting an additional 3 bonus seconds and bonus points. Oh, 4 bonus points even, and 3 bonus seconds. The points, again, don't really matter. I'm doing this for the seconds, to just make sure that I can move you up in the general classification, and be able to have 2 people in the top 10 would be fantastic. 13 kilometers left here towards the end. Set up with the sprint train again. Moonshin already did his service. Jung is pushing very, very, very hard right now. You see we have survived the little mountain before. Our riders are doing incredibly well, and it will be a sort of like downhill to flat sprint. It should favor Heo quite well. as long as I bring him into a good position and Heo doesn't lose the wheel. These are uncertainties in this race, I would say. You never know with Heo. He might just sit perfectly in the wheel and sprint excellently, or he might lose it a kilometer before the sprint and, you know, basically ruin his chances. But yeah, very much a downhill movement, as you can see right here. We have 5 kilometers to go. This peloton actually split up here with this pace, which I didn't expect. And yeah, big push here, 5 kilometers from the finish. We have 3 riders basically left in our sprint train for the next area. You here up ahead now, and we are very well positioned. Jung still protecting Heo. 2 kilometers, or a little bit less than 2 kilometers, I sprint with Yo to try and get as much advantage as possible. 1 kilometer left. We are all the way to the front. I sprint with Heo. Heo does manage to get past all the riders, and this is the most convincing race stage win that he's had in a while, finishing in front of all the other riders. A fantastic job here, finishing in front of Maynard in 5th. Screw you, Maynard. And Yuri in 6th, making sure that he gets 10 additional bonus seconds, extending the lead that he already has. Fantastic job here by Heo. Stage winner here in stage number 8. So fantastic job, winning 2 stages overall, getting a 2nd place in another stage. Great job so far, and still leading the general classification. As you can see here, we went from a 4-second lead to a 14-second lead. That is because of the stage win. We get an additional 10 seconds, which, you know, boosts us up very nicely and make sure that we are even more protected here for these last 2 stages that are coming up. Just needing to make sure that we win some additional bonus seconds and secure it. Wow. Okay, so the 2 in-between mountain stages actually were enough to boost him all the way up in 1st place, and we just need to make sure that we secure this 1st place in the coming stages if we want to keep this mountain jersey. I'll try and keep him in that position, but we'll have to see if we can actually succeed at that as well. Heo currently 2nd in the points classification, and obviously still 1st in the Young Riders classification. Nikiforos still very, very close to us, so definitely something that we need to be wary of, that he doesn't just, you know, overtake us in the next 2 stages. On to the results. We were last, or we were very much last in the team classification, which is fine with me. Yu Sarang moving up all the way to 10th. This is thanks to all those amazing bonus seconds that we have, and we are 33 seconds off our number 1, Heo Sung-soo. So this is great. Ismaili actually moving up 50 places. Congrats to him. That's very well done. Shin losing a place, and to the bottom of the ranking, or at the bottom of the timetable, we have 3 of our other riders as expected. Heo currently 2nd, getting a lot of points there also because of that victory. 15 points total, so that's great. 2nd now, first now in the mountain classification is Yusarang, and the team classification we are all the way at the bottom. So hey, you know, 2 riders so far in the top 10, Yusarang with a 10th place and Heo with a 1st place. A very good job there, I think, by us. And we have another flat stage coming up. If this ends in a sprint, we'll just need to make sure that he gets a good position and does well.
So it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat.
Here we are, 2 of the jerseys in our hands, these yellow jersey and the mountain jersey. Moonshin up along front with them, as his protector, doing incredibly well. And to challenge the order that we have currently, I sent you out front to try and take away as many bonus seconds as possible. Maybe I should have let this go for Heo, but Heo would have never gotten away. You here in 10th place can only move up in this general classification, and if they want to challenge him, they'll need to really ride for it. But they actually let you go, so there's a good, you know, there's already a minute to the peloton, so this little group actually gets away quite well. On to the first in-between sprint. We have a 10-minute lead over the peloton already. I sprint here with you. He is the better sprinter of the 2. Finally, even though he does have the mountain jersey, he is also a decent sprinter, and according to, or compared to these 2, he is the better one. We've had one of these riders in the previous episode as well in the breakaway, where we know that he is the better, or we know that we are the better sprinter. Apparently we are also the better sprinter over Goodfellow. you see here again in this in-between mountain, or in this between sprint stage, that we get the first place here. A fantastic job, but look at the time difference mostly. We had a 18-minute gap. Here in the third one, we have still a 13-minute gap while I get first place, getting 9 additional bonus seconds overall. Fantastic job here by you, and a bunch of sprint points that doesn't really matter to me. But we have such a large lead here over the peloton that 2 kilometers before the finish, we have a 6 or almost 7-minute lead, and the peloton is pushing very, very hard. But it doesn't really matter for us. We have 6 minutes advantage currently. I sprint, and you, even if they're winning 3 of the in-between sprint stages, wins the stage as well, getting an additional 10 bonus seconds, 6 minutes ahead of the peloton, and the peloton is pushing very hard. I just need to make sure now that also Heo might be getting into a good position. You see me slowly setting up the sprint train. I have not paid attention to my team here in this stage at all. I was just focused on you and his insane breakaway, or breakaway that he was having. I sprint with everyone. The top 3 places are obviously already filled, so the extra time seconds won't happen here. It's just for positioning and making sure that nothing else happens. You can see here Heo finishing way in 20th, but I'm very curious about how Yu is doing. He finishes 5 minutes ahead of the peloton, meaning that he is now the new leader in the Tour of Maroc. What? I mean, it makes sense because he only had a 30-second disadvantage of the number 1, which was also us. But he now is leading with 5 minutes. This is basically a guaranteed Tour victory for us. Heo in second. It's insane. Look at this. 9 places up, 5 minutes to the number 2, which is us. The rest of our team losing a couple of places. Goodfellow, even after winning 5 minutes, only moves up from last to 97th. So, yeah, or 92nd here. So he went from 96th to 92nd after winning 5 minutes. And I went all the way up to first. So I guess the other teams just didn't care, didn't pay any attention. It was the most threat to me, and I didn't care.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. It's going to be a monotonous day when it comes to the terrain, but at least the teams with sprinters won't be complaining, and of course, those opportunists with a bit of daring won't make their life easy.
So yeah, I mean, obviously, the last stage, my team didn't care for riding because our number 2 was in danger, but our number 2 is Heo. So, or the number 1 was in danger, but it's Heo, who's now the number 2. And I sprint away here with Heo in this flat stage to try and solidify the lead that we have. We still have that 14-second lead over the number 2 and the number 3. And obviously also here, my team is very much not going to ride in any way, shape or form. So for us, it really does not matter. All we need to do is make sure that, we are the better sprinter and we get additional bonus seconds and maybe additional bonus points for that point jersey. And we are together with 2 of the riders in the previous breakaway that were worse sprinters than you. And if you're already worse than you, then you're definitely worse than Heo. And he sprints here very easily towards this first place in this in-between sprint. And we'll just kind of keep this going. We have a 2-minute lead over the peloton. We might even just, finish before you if that keeps up. But no, the peloton is starting to chase us a bit harder. We only have a minute lead now, and I sprint towards this second point, getting an additional bunch of bonus seconds, additional 3 bonus seconds, and 4 more points. This should solidify us. There we go, in first place here, with 74 points. And obviously Nikiforos with a good result can still pass us, so I kind of keep pushing here. 1 kilometer before before this point, the peloton catches up, but I sprint away again. Joe behind me actually, sorry, getting 2 seconds and 3 bonus points, while I get the remaining 4 bonus points and additional 4 bonus seconds. I rest Heo from then on, and basically 12 kilometers left before this final stage, before we solidify Yu's victory, nothing is able to pass him. Can we solidify Heyo's second place? Can we solidify Heyo's point jersey? There's no chance for the mountain jersey to get away. The young rider's jersey currently belongs to Yu. And this, can we make this basically our most successful tour ever? I very much think we can. I'm still unsure why the teams did not push last race and why you cut across the race there with a 5-minute lead. But, you know, I'm very happy to take it. 7 kilometers left to go. Jung up front. You see you here behind Jung. Have you ever seen the general classification leader helping in the sprint train to make sure that one of his sprinters, which is the number 2, can actually win this stage? I don't think that would happen a lot in real life, but it would be very interesting to see. We are getting squeezed here on this left side. Our train is not in the best position. Yu is up front now. I don't know where Yo and Heyo are. They are behind him. They are trying to catch up. Heyo lost the wheel here, very much so. So it will all end up needing to be a sprint for Yo with 1.7 kilometers to go. Heyo is so far behind. It is impossible for him to catch up. Yo here actually doing his best to still sprint and try to get a good position for us, but we will not get a top 5 here or podium place here with our riders. Yuri Havik winning the last stage here. Nikki Foros getting 6th, making sure that we are not threatened either for those point classification here. And you winning the general classification. Heyo in 2nd place. Amazing job here by our team. I don't think we could have done this any better. A big gap towards number 3 as well. As you can see, Yuri Havik getting a podium place here in the general classification. Congratulations to him. You solidifying his best climber statistics. You know, not in danger here in these last 2 stages where he basically led the way, and the last stage obviously only sprint points. So this last stage, that jersey was never in danger. Fantastic job by him. Very, very well done. Heyo. Ooh, I didn't expect Yuri to really get this close to him. Mr. Havik with 1 point away from Sung-Soo Heyo, almost losing that points jersey to him, but thankfully we kept pushing in these in-between sprint points to get those points. You also very much winning the Young Riders classification. Fantastic job by him. Very, very well done. And Heyo obviously 2nd as well there. So yeah, so basically all jerseys so far are ours, or all jerseys are ours. So amazing job by our team, and we eventually even ended up 3rd in the team classification. Team Burkina Faso 1st. Congratulations to them. KoRail 3rd here in the team overall, which I think is very well deserved here. Looking at the stats, 1st and 2nd here, a ton of points coming our way. The rest of our riders not doing as well and in the 90th position, but it doesn't really matter. What we want is that 1st and 2nd place. 1st in the points as well, 9th actually with you, so he moved up a lot there towards the end. And you obviously taking the mountain jersey. Young riders here for you, Sarang and Heyo, and we are currently in a 3rd place in General C. On to the points. As you can see, we moved up a bunch. Heyo now 137 points, you 106. You see on the left the basically just rise of these 2 riders with this amazing result that they have. If we now go towards the team, I need to scroll down a bit. Where are we? We are definitely not this far down. Let's go up. You see the points on the right here that I should be looking at. There. Currently in 43rd position with 358 points. Let's get to the overview that I've made. Boom. There we go. 358 points currently in our for our team. Obviously, the leader of our team is still Heyo, getting a 2nd place here in the Tour du Maroc, getting 2 stage wins and a 2nd place, getting a total of 50 points thanks to that. So in the end, it's actually better to win a bunch of places or win a bunch of stages and then get a 2nd place. And obviously, Yu Sarang also 48 points with a stage win and a tour win. So incredible. We got quick calculations, quick maths, 98 points, almost 100 points in one tour. Incredible job here by our team, something that we can be very, very proud of. This was today's special episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this Tour du Maroc special. If you did, leave a little comment. Please like the video. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I don't really do too much with it. This is still something I make for fun, and I really enjoy the creative process of this. But I do want to thank you for watching. Having people watch my videos, even though it is a little silly creative project that I'm busy with and doing and spending some time in and just having fun with, is very, very cool. So thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye!